I am taking my computer into the Apple Store because there's a dead pixel. And with that, my MacBook is dropped off and I'm not going to be seeing it for a couple of weeks. Okay, so let me explain exactly what happened. As you just saw, I have had to take my 2020 M1 MacBook Pro that I bought in May this year into the Apple shop. Now, this has absolutely nothing to do with the new, more pro MacBook Pros that were just released. You see, when I was editing the iPhone XS review, I noticed a dead pixel on my screen. I only noticed this because DaVinci Resolve, which is what I was editing in, has a pretty dark background, so I was able to see a small line of white pixels that almost looked like a smudge. But nevertheless, it wasn't, it was some screen issue. So I contacted Apple, they told me I needed to take my computer in, and I am going to be without my main editing computer for 3 weeks. So what have I got to do today? Well, I've got to make my PC able to edit videos. I have gone and installed DaVinci Resolve on it because Premiere, well, I do prefer it over DaVinci Resolve, doesn't work well on PCs. So I thought today we'd just have a nice little casual vlog so I could explain to you guys what's going on, why I took my MacBook into the shop, and what this means. So first of all, I'm gonna try really hard not to slow down on the uploads, but I might miss one, so I'm sorry about that if that does happen. As I said though, I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to make this work, editing on a PC with DaVinci Resolve. I've actually moved my 4K monitor from my studio to where I keep my gaming PC, so I can hopefully get some editing done. After this, we're going to be talking about this. So this camera that I've used to make basically every video on this channel for the last like year and a half, because I honestly think the time has finally come for me to upgrade. So we're going to be talking about that too. Overall, this is just going to be a pretty casual video, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Anyway, this camera's about to run out of battery, so I'm gonna go plug that in real quick. Alright, so quickly, on the last remnants of battery life that I have on this camera, I wanted to show you what I'm working with. So I have my custom build gaming PC here that is really not for editing. If you can see, I have a GTX 980 in there, which is kind of old now. Intel i5. Here we have the keyboard that I actually use for editing regardless. This one's from IQ Unix Review, which coming soon. I love this keyboard. And here, essential for editing, we have a copy of Super Mario 64. And so here we have DaVinci Resolve installed. We also have Core Temp, OBS, and some other apps and files. And now I'm ready to work on this computer. But first, I do really need to charge this battery. So, this begs the question, when am I getting my MacBook back, and when can I start working as usual again? Well, Apple said 2 to 3 weeks. I am going to assume 3 weeks because there'll most likely be less complications that way. I honestly think that this could be quite nuts. My hair is going crazy. While I do love making videos, I can occasionally get a little bit carried away, so I work a bit more than I probably should on these videos. So, having a system where it's really not that ideal to edit videos might actually force me to A, consider the videos that I make really carefully so I ensure I'm only making good ones, and 2, as I said, I might work a bit less. Either that or much, much more because the system might be like impossible to get the hang of. Alright, so the next part of this video includes this. Now this is a Canon EOS R. It's the camera I've shot pretty much all my videos on for the last year and a half. I have had a lot of fun with this camera. Arguably, it's been one of the best cameras I've ever owned. It's never let me down in terms of reliability though, because I have been a little bit disappointed with the autofocus of all things. Now it's actually working pretty decently now, but the autofocus was one of the main reasons I bought this camera, and often the face tracking won't work at all. As I said, it's working now, but just standard tracking mode really kind of sucks, I'm gonna be honest. I tap on an object that I want to stay in focus, I do like a pan and tilt, and then that box goes all over the place, which is not great if you want consistent autofocus. And also another issue that I've started having is it's kind of limited and I just want to expand. Realistically, this camera is not that great on paper. But in terms of actual performance, I've always been super impressed with it. The 1080p image quality on this thing is phenomenal. The 4K is great. I don't care about the crop. Colors look great, although I do want 10-bit. And overall, it has been a pretty reliable, solid camera, other than the autofocus. But I do want 1080p 120 FPS, I do want 4K 60, and I certainly would like better autofocus. So, I am going to be upgrading. But what to? Well, for a while I was considering just keeping this thing as a vlogging camera and picking up a Blackmagic 4K, but I realized that I really am a hybrid shooter. Me buying a cinema camera wouldn't be a very good idea. So I looked to the new Canon line, the R5 and the R6. I strongly considered the R6, but after remembering the autofocus experience with this and hearing that it's actually slightly worse on the R6, doesn't fill me with total confidence. So I looked to the Sony side of things. Now, some of you longtime viewers may remember my issues with Sony. In fact, I used to shoot on a Sony a6500. That thing had some issues and I was not best pleased with it. But it seems like they fixed all of them. I actually really love the new color science. I love the fact that it's got a ton of codecs. I love the fact that the menu's now simpler. And who could forget the better build quality? So, after careful consideration and an announcement from Sony, I decided to go with the Sony a7 IV. Now this is a pretty awesome camera. A lot of people were expecting it to be a bigger upgrade, but for me, it's perfect. And as long as it does everything that it does well, I think it's gonna be great. Okay, quickly, before we head home, I need to give a huge shout out to Canoopsy for the thumbnail of this video. As I've said several times in this video, my MacBook's in the shop, so I couldn't exactly grab a thumbnail because I'm an idiot and don't plan ahead. So, Isaac, if you're watching this, thank you so much for the thumbnail. If you guys don't know who Canoopsy is, he makes amazing tech videos. He's probably one of my favorite YouTubers in general. And if you haven't already checked out his channel, which I'm sure you have, definitely go show him some love. He makes amazing videos and he's an absolute lifesaver for the thumbnail. So thank you once again. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I know this one has been a little bit short, but nevertheless, I wanted to keep you guys in the loop about what's going on. In fact, I recently got a service notification that my MacBook has already been examined and they're ready to repair it once the parts arrive. Did they use the word repair? I think they used a different word. Yeah, resolving my issue. They are in the process of resolving my issue. So I might get it back sooner than I thought. Once again, huge thank you to Canoopsy for coming through with the thumbnail. Also, big thanks to my Patreons for helping to support this channel. If you want to get bonus videos, awesome wallpapers, and much more, then feel free to check that out. As for now though, as always, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, then smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one.